Hello and welcome to Karacterz, the ultimate character building fighting card game. Here I would like to introduce Jeremy Schroeder will be my guest today, as we will present with you a demonstration on how a game is played, and we'll briefly touch most concepts of Karacterz. To make full use of this demonstration, we highly recommend reading the one-page rule sheet and to follow along with your own cards at your own table. To set up this demonstration, grab the cards in the bottom of the deck and keep going until you see the purple cards here separating the bottom demonstration cards and the rest of the cards. Now turn them around so you see the icon in the back and keep placing them on the table. Make a new pile every time you see a new logo or icon. And stop with the purple cards. You should have 6 piles of cards plus the purple cards. Each of these 4 decks in the middle represent an area in which you can build your ultimate fighter, including magic, agility, physical, and support. Class cards will flip up and talk about them later. Same thing with the core cards. These purple cards, each player will get 1 full attack, full boost, and full block card, like so, and they will set them aside to be used later. There's 2 other purple cards, the Phase 1 and Phase 2, and then the symbol guide and the class requirements guide. These are both of these cards are references, and we'll talk about them later. Karacterz is separated into 2 phases. The first phase is when everybody builds their own character at the same time, and the second phase is when everybody fights each other to see who built the best fighter. Before we begin, we're going to need a way to keep track of damage for the second phase of the game. And for this demonstration, we are going to use these mini poker chips to keep track of damage. We're going to use them in the same way that we count American coin currency, such as 1s, 5s, 10s, 25s, and we even have 100 here. Sometimes we do so much damage that we have to keep track in hundreds. To set up a real game, you'll do much like what we did here, except you'll have a lot more cards in each pile, and each player still gets a set of the purple cards and then the 2 guide cards. To begin the game, every player must choose, either at random or by choice, a core card. So we're going to take these core cards, and since Jeremy is my guest, I am going to let him pick first. Which core card would you like?
I'm going to pick the green agility female.
And I'm going to pick the male core card with the magic +1 bonus. The icon with the +1s on the top of the cards here, these represent your permanent bonuses that are applied to your character and make your character more powerful for the second phase when you all fight each other. Karacterz is played in rounds and turns. In Phase 1, rounds are when every player draws 4 cards from either the magic, agility, or physical decks. They can choose any combination of decks as long as it's only 4 cards each round. Since Jeremy went first with the core card, he's going to go first and pick his first 4 cards this phase.
I'm going to choose 2 agility and 2 physical.
And I get to draw my cards. I'm going to draw all 4 of mine from the magic deck. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
So I received the quarterstaff, the dagger, the physical stat, and the rondette.
I got enhancement spell, padded armor, magic staff, and tornado. Once the cards are drawn, we get to decide what to do with these cards. Since Jeremy drew first, he's going to decide first too.
Here I'm going to place my physical stat down. Then I'm going to place my Ron deck in my weapon slot. Then I'm going to place my dagger upside down on this sack icon that you can see here on the corner of the card. That lets you know that this is a hidden item that you can place in like your back of your belt or in your sleeve, not let your opponent know that you have it yet. And also, I'm going to play my quarterstaff in replace of my Ron deck because I'm more of an offensive tactic player myself, and I'd like to attack my opponent rather than protect myself. And as you can see here on the Ron deck, it has one hand here on the right corner, and my quarterstaff has two hands. Unfortunately, my opponent only has two hands available, so I have to discard my Ron deck.
Now it's my turn. I'm going to equip the padded armor here into my armor slot. And I'm going to equip my magic staff. It has two hands, just like his quarterstaff, but I don't need to discard anything because I don't have anything down already taking any hands. Now I got two cards here that both say combat right in the middle there. And you can use these to build your combat deck face down and draw them during phase 2. I'm only going to do that with one of them. To the enhancement spell, I'm going to place face down on my combat deck. Now I want to discard my tornado so I can draw from the support deck. When Jeremy discarded his Ron deck, he did not draw from the support deck because he did not discard from his hand. You must discard from your hand to draw from the support deck. When you are trading out on the table like he did, he discarded from the table, not his hand. The card I drew is Independently Studied. Independently Studied has an immediately power on there, so when I equip it in my origin slot, I could have to immediately invoke its card power. It immediately does declare any stat type +2 or search and equip a mastery card. Now when it says or, I must choose one or the other power. I can't use both at any time. In this case, I want to search and attach a mastery card. Whenever a card that says search, you must search from either the magic, agility, physical support decks or any discard pile, including your own. However, the trade-off is that if you select a pile or deck that does not have any legal cards, such as in this case Mastery, or any cards that you want to have, then you must forfeit that power and it does nothing for you. In this case, I'm going to search the support deck. The support deck had Stamina Mastery. It's this mastery I really love, so I'm going to attach it to Independently Studied. When you attach a card, it becomes a part of the card. So if I decided to discard Independently Studied for a new origin card, then I must discard both Stamina Mastery and Independently Studied to equip the new origin. Also notice that it's not taking up that Stamina Mastery is not taking up my mastery slot because I have it attached. Unless it says otherwise, then I could have another mastery here, and when phase 2 begins, I'll be kicking butt with 2 masteries. With all my cards on the table, I see that I want to equip a class card. Now, class cards give your character much bigger bonuses and powers, and gives them a great identity to go with. I'm looking at the class cards, and I'm going to reference the class requirements card, and I see that the Enforcer requires 7 magic and 5 physical. I have 7, 8 magic, so I'm good with that. And I got 4 and no other physical bonuses. So now I can't choose the Enforcer. I'm looking at the list, and the only one I can choose is Mage, because I've only drawn from the magic and support deck so far. So I'm going to take it, claim the Mage, and place it in the class card spot. I am fully aware that if I draw from the agility or physical decks in the future round, I must forfeit the mage card, and somebody else who has only drawn from the magic or support decks can pick up the mage instead of me.
Hey, I haven't chose my class card yet. Can I choose one now?
Yeah, you can. You can choose class cards at any time during the first phase. Would you like to look at the class requirements?
Yes, please. So I see here I have 8 agility, 9 agility, and the only one I can choose from would be the champion card.
Champion says you also need 5 physical. Do you have that too?
Yes, 4, 5.
Awesome, you just barely meet those requirements. So go ahead and equip that champion. It looks like that champion also has an immediately power. It says search and attach a mastery card. It's a lot like we just did with independently studied. So what deck or pile would you like to search?
I'm going to choose the red physical deck. And I see here I have weapons mastery. I'm going to attach that to my champion.
So this was the first phase of Karacterz. It was only one round, but it should help you play your own game, and you'll keep going round after round until either the magic, agility, physical, or support decks run out of cards, just like the support deck here did too, or somebody declares an early finish. To declare an early finish, every player must have a weapon equipped on their character, and if anybody hasn't played their turn in the same round, then you just keep going until the round is complete. Don't forget when you search a deck or pile that you have to shuffle it before placing it back. We did not shuffle ours because the support deck ran out of cards and physical has only 1 card remaining. Before beginning phase 2 of this demonstration, we didn't use enough cards to make a good phase 2 demonstration. So we're going to do a quick setup and show you before we do phase 2. This step is not necessary for when you play your real game because you'll have more than enough cards to kick some butt. I'm going to take all the magic cards.
And I'm going to take all the agility cards and the physical.
I'm going to place my magic stat card right on top of my male core card because their bonuses line up and I can easily add them up. The other 3 combat cards from the magic deck are going to be placed face down on my combat deck.
I'm going to place my agility stat down on my core card and then place the rest of my cards down on my combat deck.
And to begin phase 2, we're going to use the same characters we built in phase 1. To start, every player will need to shuffle their combat decks before we get to draw from them. Your combat decks would be much bigger and you could probably really shuffle them. Phase 2 is also played in rounds and turns, just like phase 1. The rounds begin when each player draws the top 4 cards from their combat decks, and this will happen all at the same time. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turns are the individual cards that we're going to be playing one at a time. When we play a card, that's a turn. Once our hands run out, that is the end of the round, and we'll draw another 4 cards and continue into the second round. Before we choose our first card, this is when all automatic powers are applied. I have an automatic power to heal 5 damage from my stamina mastery. As this is the first round, I have no damage to heal from. You can't negative heal from 0, so it doesn't do anything right now. The second round, it will. And do you have any automatic powers?
No, I do not.
Awesome. Now we each get to choose a card from our hand and place it face down in the middle of the table. Once everybody has chosen which card to play, we're going to reveal them face up at the same time. I have played Enhancement Spell, which just has combat boost, and he has played Rapid Strikes, which is a combat attack. If you reference the phase 2 side of the rule card, then you'll notice that the activate powers happen before attacks of first strike. We'll talk about those later. Then blocks before boosts before attacks. Since enhancement spell is a boost and rapid strikes is an attack, my enhancement spell will be executed first. My enhancement spell gives me attack +4 bonus until the end of the round. It does no direct damage, but I hope it's an investment for later. Your rapid strike says agility attack +1. That means you get to add all of your agility stats and then your attack bonuses plus the 1 from the rapid strikes, and that's how much damage you'll deal to my character. So how much damage does rapid strikes hurt when you play it?
I'm going to reveal my hidden item, my dagger.
You can reveal your hidden item at any time you do, but once you reveal it, everybody knows what you got. However, in this case, I think it's going to benefit from revealing it first thing in the game. So how much damage does your agility attack +1 deal?
I get 1 from my rapid strike, 8 from my quarterstaff, 9 from my agility stat, and 11 from my core card.
You have 10 agility stats plus the 1 from rapid strikes. Do you have any attack bonuses to add to your damage?
Yes, I do. I have my champion, and then I also get 1 attack bonus from my dagger and 1 from my quarterstaff due to my weapons mastery.
Whoa, so that's a grand total of 14, right?
Yes.
So he deals 14 damage to me. My padded armor has 2 black shield as a bonus. I have no other shields. Because his attack is an agility attack, could use agility shields and black shields to subtract damage from him. In this case, I have 2 black shields, so I get to subtract his 14 down to 12. I'm going to take the 12 damage and add it to my damage pile. Karacterz is great because there's no HP or life points or anything like that to be worried about, but the more damage he does to me, the more he starts to win. That was the end of the first turn of our first round. Normally we would discard both cards that we played and before we choose another one. However, my enhancement spell gives me a bonus until the end of the round, so I'm going to set that aside so I can remember that it gives me that attack +4 bonus. And your rapid strike says use this card once more on your next turn against any target, so you can leave that out and attack me again with it.
Awesome.
Now we get to pick another card and get to play that from our hand. We're going to place them face down in the middle of the table, and once everybody has picked their next card, and we'll reveal them at the same time just like we did before. He's playing his rapid strikes again, so he doesn't need to do anything, and I'm playing Rock Barrage. Since Rock Barrage is a combat attack and so is rapid strikes, they get resolved at the same time. When combat cards are resolved at the same time, we'll go to the order that we did during the first phase. So Jeremy will go first. He's attacking me with an agility attack +1. How much damage do you deal?
1, 9, 10, 11.
And then you have attack bonuses, right?
Yep. Champion plus 1, 2, 3.
So it adds up to 14, just like you did before. I'm going to look at my cards, and the Rock Barrage gives me 3 agility shields, but not for this turn, only for my next turn. However, I still have padded armor, reducing that 14 down to 12. I'm going to add another 12 to the damage pile. Hopefully the Rock Barrage will help me catch up because I haven't dealt any damage to him so far. My Rock Barrage is a magic attack +2, so I'm going to add my magic stats of 7 from my magic staff, 8 and 9 from my mage, 10 and 11 from my core and stack cards, 12, 13 from my Rock Barrage, and then I'm going to add my attack bonus of 4 from enhancement spell to total 17 damage. Do you have any magic shield or black shield bonuses to subtract that with?
Unfortunately, I do not.
So I get to deal all 17 damage to Jeremy's character and add that to his damage pile. That helps me catch up, but he is still winning. Now we're going to discard the cards we just played and continue on to the next turn. My Rock Barrage gives me a bonus for my next turn, so I'm going to leave that out too to remind me what it's giving me for my next turn. Your Rapid Strikes was played once more already now, so you must discard it and then play another card from your hand. Thank you, Jeremy. Now we're going to play our next turn. I'm looking at my hand. I have an Elemental Shield and a Fireball. Now, Fireball might help me catch up right now, but maybe I'll save that ace in my sleeve for later. However, my Elemental Shield says it blocks magic attacks. I'm looking at all of his agility and physical cards on the table, and it's very unlikely I get to block magic attacks with that. Now we're going to take the full boost blocks and attacks, these purple cards that we had set aside earlier, and each of these cards could replace the power that the card has from your hands. If I don't want to try to block magic attacks with my Elemental Shield, then I can see if I can transform it into a full attack, a full block, or a full boost. It uses up my Elemental Shield, but it might have more effect than it would by itself. This way, each of your cards has 4 choices what to do with, and you'll never feel like you're stuck in a corner because you drew bad cards at the bad time. For this case, I'm going to choose full boost. Place it right in front of my combat card and place it face down on the table. Once everybody has played a card down face down, we'll reveal them at the same time. I played full boost and Jeremy is playing practice strike. If we refer back to the phase 2 card, boosts are before attacks. So I'm going to resolve the full boost first. Until the end of the round, I can either gain attack +3 plus my full bonuses. I have +2 full bonus for my mage, so I could gain attack +5 until the end of the round, or 2 black shields. I really like the idea of the 2 black shields because it essentially doubles my padded armor. And I'm going to choose to do that. Now Jeremy, your practice strike is physical attack +2. That means you get to add your physical stats and then your attack bonuses, and that's how much damage you'll deal. So how many physical stats do you have?
I have +2, 6, and 7.
You have 5 physical stats and then 2 more from practice strike. How many attack bonuses do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3.
Notice he counted the same cards he did with the agility cards. Attack bonuses apply to attacks of all stat types. So that totaled 10 damage. I'm going to see how many shields I have to reduce that down as much as I can. I got 2 black shields from padded armor, 2 more from full boost, and my Rock Barrage gives me 3 physical shields for this whole turn, reducing his 10 damage practice strike to a 3 damage practice strike. Will add 3 damage to my damage pile. That doesn't feel like it did a whole lot of damage, but it may count in the end and turn the tide. That was the end of that turn. Now we're going to discard the cards and choose a different card from our hand. I'm going to keep my full boost out because it gives me a bonus until the end of the round. I'm going to discard my Elemental Shield that came with it. And my Rock Barrage, its power ran out. The turn is over. So I get to discard that too. You discarded your practice strike because there was no special ability along with that. It was just a physical attack.
Correct.
Great. And now we're going to play our next turn. I'm looking at these purple cards again because I only have 1 card in my hand and I see he has 2. I'm going to see if I can match him by playing a half attack block or boost. Any one of those can be executed only once per round without using a combat card, or until my character is exhausted. That means I have no more cards in my hand, and that's not true yet. However, when you do this, you can only do one block, boost, or attack. You don't do an attack, a block, and boost. So I'm going to play the half attack and place it face down on the table. And what are you going to do, Jeremy? He's played his cards, so let's reveal them. I played my half attack, and Jeremy is playing his dagger. He can do that because his dagger has an activate power. Now, when we refer back to phase 2, activate powers go first. And activate powers mean that you get to play that card instead of a card from your hand, and you can do that once per round per activate power. So if he had more than one activate power card, then he can play each one of those once per round, every round. So his activate power says discard to execute a full agility attack with first strike. Whenever it says discard, we'll discard them after we're done with the turn. Until then, it's in play. So how much damage do you deal with your agility attack?
Because I've activated my dagger, I have to put away my quarterstaff because, as you can see, dagger has one hand and my quarterstaff has two hands. I can no longer use it at the moment. So now I have +3, 4, 5.
So he counted agility sets from his dagger, not his quarterstaff, because like he just explained, he put it away. So that's 5 agility stats. Do you have any attack bonuses to add to that?
Yes, I do. 1 for my weapons mastery. But can I use my quarterstaff still for my weapons mastery?
Yes, you can use your quarterstaff because it's still on your person, not discarded.
Perfect. So that's +2.
So far, that makes 8. Whenever you're doing a full attack, you also get to add your full bonus as well as all your stat types and your attack bonuses. So do you have any full bonuses to add to your 8?
Yes, I do. My champion, +1.
That's a grand total of 9. Now, I have 2 black shields for my padded armor and 2 for my full boost. So that subtracts down to 5 damage, and I'll add that to my damage pile. I'm going to consolidate 5 1s and my 2 5s for 10.
I'd also like to play my physical stat.
Well, your physical stat says you could discard to immediately execute a half physical attack. Since he's attacking twice in the same turn, he gets a combo bonus. He gets a +1 combo bonus because it's his second action. Versus his third action, he'll get a +2 combo bonus, and so on. I also see that his dagger gives another combo +1, and his weapon mastery, because he revealed his hidden item as a weapon, it gives another combo bonus, totaling a +3 combo bonus. How much damage do you deal with your half physical attack?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you just counted 3 physical stats and 3 attack bonuses.
Correct.
Now your combo bonus was 3 more, so you can add that up to 9.
Yes.
So you do 9 damage. Because it was a half attack, he has to divide that by 2, rounding down to 4.
Awesome.
The next part of the physical stat says half +1 for every 4 physical attack stats. Half bonuses are applied after you divide the attack by 2. So he has no other half bonuses and only adds the one from the physical stats. Since he had 9 physical attack stats, he will get a total of half +2 to this attack, making his 4 into a 6. So he deals 6 damage to me. I subtract 2 from my black shields of my padded armor and 2 more from the black shields of my full boost, bringing it down to 2 damage. Now it's finally my turn, or are you going to play another card?
I think I'm good.
Alright, I just gotta make sure sometimes. So Mine is a half attack. I get to choose a stat type. My stat type is going to be magic. And I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of those. And I have 4 more from enhancement spell with my attack bonus to up to 15. Just like his half attack, I'm going to have to divide mine by 2. But before I do that, I'm actually going to throw in a little curveball here and use my magic stats power. It says if all actions are revealed, then me and my target are attacking. We're both attacking. In fact, he attacked me twice. I get to discard this card to enhance Magic 5. That enhance abilities do not add as a combo like his attacks did. However, my enhancement will enhance the first attack I did. So my 15 goes up to 20 magic attack stats. Then I'll divide that by 2 and get 10, and I feel much better about that. See if I have any half bonuses, and I do not have any on the table. My half attack is normal, it doesn't give me any extra half bonuses. So I deal 10 damage to Jeremy. He has no magic shields and no physical shields still, so he gets all 10 damage to his damage pile. Now the turn is over and we get to play our next turn.
I'm going to reactivate my quarterstaff because I no longer have my dagger.
We each get to choose a card from our hand and play it, face down like always. And once everybody's done that, we'll reveal them at the same time. I played Fireball, which is a combat attack, and Jeremy played Dodge, which is a combat block. As we refer back to the phase 2 card, combat blocks are in effect before combat attacks. So his dodge blocks agility attacks. My fireball is not an agility attack, so he's not blocking that. However, if he has 9 agility stats, do you have 9 agility stats?
Yes, 8, 9, 10.
So he has 10, he has even more than that. That means he gets the rest of it too. It says 5 magic shields and 5 physical shields, and recycle after use. Now, the recycle after use means that instead of putting the card on the discard pile when he's done with it, he gets to put it face down on the bottom of his combat deck. You can only recycle cards once per round. So if he is going to recycle another card this round, he won't be able to if you recycle Dodge. Also, you cannot recycle any cards if any one player has no more cards in the combat deck. In this demonstration, neither of us have cards in our combat decks, so he won't be able to recycle that after use, and he will just discard it like a normal card.
I'm going to use my agility stat.
Your agility stat says if you execute a block, discard to immediately execute a half agility attack. Since this is his second action for this turn, he's going to apply his combo bonus just like he did on his last turn. However, he gets only a combo plus 1 bonus because all of his other combo bonuses came from his dagger and from his weapon mastery because he had his dagger. He no longer has his dagger, so he gets a normal combo plus 1. So how much damage do you deal with your half agility attack?
1, 9, 10.
Notice he still is using his stats when he's using them during this turn because he has not discarded them yet. You have 10 agility stats. Do you have any attack bonuses too?
Actually, I do. I have my champion and then my 1 for my weapons mastery.
You only counted that once because you only have 1 weapon since you have no dagger anymore.
Correct.
That's 12 damage total, and then when you add your combo bonus, that brings it up to 13. Because it's a half attack, you must divide that by 2 and round down to 6. It also says you can add your full bonuses to your half bonuses. So, do you have any full and half bonuses to add?
Yes, I have 1 for my champion. And then 2 half bonuses for my quarterstaff.
So that's 3 more, bringing it back up to 9 damage. I have 4 black shields for my full boost and padded armor, bringing it down to 5 damage, and I'll add that to my damage pile. Now it's my turn, unless you have another card to play again.
I think I'm good.
Alright, he keeps going after one combo after another. Let's see if I can catch up. My fireball says it's a magic +3, and if I have 8 magic stats, I get to enhance it by 1 magic stat and a combo +1. Since I don't plan to play a combo with this, I don't have to worry about that. My fireball is 3 plus the 4 of the enhance. My magic staff brings it up to 11. My mage, 13. 14 with my core card. And then my attack +4 bonus brings it up to 18 damage. Do you have any black or magic shields? It looks like your dodge gives you 5 magic shields. So if my 18 only hurts you for 13. So we'll add 13 damage. That makes it an even 40. And I still have 39. I'm winning by 1, but this is the first time this demonstration I'm beginning to win. Now we're going to discard all our cards from our hand that we played, and we're going to play our next turn. Now I have no more cards left in my hand, and Jeremy still has 1 card in his hand. That means the round is not over and their first round continues. Now when I have no more cards in my hand, that means my character is exhausted, so I must play a half attack, block, or boost from the purple cards off to my side. For this turn, I'm going to choose a half block. And once we're ready, we flip them over. And Jeremy used the card in his hand and transformed it into a full attack by using his own purple cards too. Now, referring to the phase 2 reference card, blocks are before attacks. So my half block says I choose a stat type. I choose magic. I have 7, 8, 9, 10 magic, and I get 1 black shield for every 4 of that chosen stat. That gives me 2 black shields, to a total of 6 with my padded armor and my full boost too. For your full attack, it says choose a stat type. What stat type would you like to choose?
I'm going to choose my agility stat.
So how much agility stats do you have?
I have 8, 9.
Then do you have any more attack bonuses too?
Yes, 1 for my mastery and my champion.
It brings it up to 11. Now it says to add your full bonuses to this attack. Do you have any full bonuses?
I have 1 more for my champion.
That brings it up to 12. I have 2, 4, 6 black shields, and he inflicts 6 damage to my character. Now we must discard the cards that we used, because our turn is over. The purple cards that we have chosen to use, my half block and his full attack, will be set aside in our purple card piles. He will discard his offensive tactics that he played with his full attack, and we have no more cards in either of our hands. That means the round is over, and we will continue to the next round by drawing 4 cards from our combat decks and applying any automatic powers before we choose our first card. The game ends when everybody no longer has cards in their combat decks and in their hands. We've both have run out of cards in our hands and in our combat decks, so this game would be over. And the winner is decided by whoever has the least amount of damage in their damage pile. In this case, Jeremy is winning by a few points of damage. So good job, Jeremy, and thank you for helping us out with this demonstration video.
It was a pleasure.
We hope this demonstration will help you with your own Karacterz card game, If you have any questions, feel free to email us, send us a comment on our website, or send us a message on our Facebook. We're also on Twitter if you would like to give us a message there too. We'd also like to thank Castle of Games in Springfield, Oregon for hosting this demonstration video. Now go have fun kicking butt with your own Karacterz game.